Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. This is the Showerpodcast, where I podcast from my shower and you do you. I'm your host, Chip, and this is episode 6, which topic will be interesting, nonetheless. I want to explain a very complex topic in using something very simple. And I still haven't decided on the title, so you'll have to forgive me for that. But what I wanted to talk about is the perception of time. And I would like to explain that through house chores. Let me give a bit of context why this is relevant for me. It's been now almost 2 years that I have lived alone. I have moved from my parents' place and now I'm living alone in an apartment. And growing up, I was always quite, let's say, comfortable with house chores. My mom always asked me to do stuff, and also growing up, I was most of the times alone at home. So if I wanted to have stuff happen, I had to do it by myself. And also, I've never been shy of helping out in the house. So fortunately, they were not something that ever bothered me. If I have to clean, if I have to cook, if I have to put things away, that is not a problem. Also, it helps that I want to call it OCD, but I do feel way better when things are ordered in their place and I see that everything is perfect. But here's the catch. I want to see it perfect. The moment that I see something out of place, for me, everything is a mess. Even though 95% of the things in the house are perfect, well, to me, I have to go and fix everything. And sometimes it happens that I'm like, well, if this is not in its place, might as well let this here and that one and this, and I'll clean this later, and I'll do the dishes after, and I'll do the washing machine a few days later, and blah, blah, blah. And what happens is that then at some point the house is a mess, and my only exit strategy is to go absolute insane mode and start cleaning and doing everything. The problem is that, of course, as you might know in general, the hardest thing is starting. And why is it hard to start? And now I will manage to get back to the topic of today. It's because I tell myself, my God, this is gonna take so long, so long. But it's not true. And this again absolutely fascinates me, because every time that I do it, I am surprised about how little it takes. It's maybe 2 hours to do everything, maybe, at max, if I just focus on that. But what my mind tells me when it sees everything is like, man, just let it go. It's going to take so much. You're going to lose so much time. And it's not true. And I was speaking about it with my girlfriend a few days ago. And I was like, maybe I should just record myself as I'm doing right now. And I will try to keep this as a motto for the following days, weeks, months. And let's see if this works. But when in doubt, I'll just watch this episode and say, hey, just do it. It's going to take less than 2 hours, top to bottom. Just shut down everything, focus on that, make a list, and go for it. And I wonder, why are we so susceptible to this variation of time? Why do we have the perception that certain things that, also look at us. It's 10 minutes of your day to listen and, maybe 30 overall to do this task. But when I think about it, and still given that it's still very new for me and I haven't picked up the habit of doing it in a very optimal way, it looks like a very demanding task. I'm like, okay, I have to go there, record, put the camera, then take the video, export the video, do the captions. And in reality, I've checked. It takes 30 minutes from start to bottom, from when I stop recording here to go to the editing room, 30 minutes. And it's nothing. But my mind still sees it as such a demanding task. Whereas if I have to play a game, if I have to, I'm really into tennis and paddle. If I have to play a game and 1 hour and a half passes like nothing. And I really believe that in the end, it all it all links to how much are we able to just dissociate ourselves from everything that is around the activity that we are doing and focus just on it. The moment, I mean, there is also a specific term for this. I don't know if you ever read the book, but I really recommend it. It's called Flow. I mean, it's really TLDR, but it's this status in which when you are very creative or when you are hyper-focused, you enter into where nothing can bother you and just time flies. I don't know if it ever happened to you. Let me check that we're good with time. For example, back when I was in university doing preparing exams or finishing tasks before the deadline, I could stand in front of a PC 10 hours, not eat, and I would be going and going and going. At some point, you dissociate, you exit from that flow state, you're like, whoa, how much time has passed? And I would be curious again, what are the things that make you enter that state of flow, and which activities, on the other hand, you see as so demanding that the time in which you have to do it, it's enormous, even though, again, if you think about it logically, you know it's not going to take that much. And to wrap up with my least desirable chore in the house, it's not washing the dishes, as I know it's a fan favorite, and it's not even cleaning, because I also like to do that. But it's a very specific thing that I don't know why, but I feel it, again, it's the perfect example for me where in practice, it takes 20 minutes max. In my mind, 7 years. And that is mopping the floor. Mopping the floor to me is such a draining activity that you won't believe it. Like, I don't know, maybe it's the fact that I have to wait and sit there while I do it. But even then, if I just plan it accordingly, I can do something else while it dries. I don't know, maybe I'll get over it. And I'll come back in one of the following episodes and tell you if my strategy works, where watching this video and telling myself, hey, just do it. It's going to take 1 hour. Promise. I promise you. And maybe it will work. I'll tell you if it's successful. Having said that, shower time is over. And, see you with episode 7, which will start when I will also start my normal work life routine. So let's see how the podcast evolves in that scenario. But until then, have a good day and see you at the next one.